They don't need chains to control you. All it takes is the right sentence at the wrong moment. A look, a pause, a carefully planted idea that feels like it came from your own mind. By the time you question it, it's too late. You've already made the choice. You've already walked into the trap. That's the thing about psychological infections. They don't scream. They whisper. They wrap themselves around your logic, infect your trust, and make the poison taste like safety. You won't notice the damage until you start confusing loyalty with dependency, kindness with control, and love with survival. So if something deep inside you feels off but you can't explain why, you're about to find out why. These are 6 rare psychological tactics that don't just mess with your head, they reprogram it, and someone might already be using them on you. 1. The illusion of choice. The more you believe you're choosing freely, the easier you are to control. You ever been in a situation where someone gave you 2 choices and both felt wrong? Like being asked, do you want to look selfish or ungrateful? Do you want to stay late or look lazy in front of your team? This is called choice architecture. You're being presented with prearranged options, crafted to benefit the one giving them. But because you get to choose, you feel like you're in control. You're not. You're playing a game someone else built with rules they designed, and outcomes that always favor them. This happens in business deals, toxic relationships, even family dynamics. How to break it? Start asking, who created these choices? What options are missing? Why do I feel like I have to pick either? Sometimes real power is in refusing the game entirely. 2. Internalized guilt conditioning. Control someone's guilt, and you control their behavior. This one's deep. You were likely programmed with it before you could even speak properly. You were trained by parents, teachers, society to feel guilty when you prioritized yourself. You learned that saying no means you're selfish. Putting yourself first is wrong. Thinking differently is disrespectful. And now, that little voice inside you, that guilt kicks in every time you assert a boundary. You think it's your conscience. It's not. It's a system installed by others to keep you obedient. How to break it? Ask yourself, is this guilt based on my values or someone else's expectations? Start doing small things for yourself even when it feels wrong. Eventually, the fake guilt dies. 3. Micro-validation dependency. If you need constant approval, someone will use that need to control you. This one's silent and deadly. Every time you open social media and get a like, that's a dopamine hit. A tiny reward. Same with compliments, a nod, a thank you. Feels good, right? But here's the trap. Your brain gets addicted to this feedback loop. So now, you're not doing things because they're right, you're doing them because you want validation. And the moment someone realizes that, they start using it. They give you approval when you act how they want, and withhold it when you resist. Suddenly, you're their puppet dancing for praise, avoiding punishment. How to break it? Go dark. Stop posting for attention. Do things without anyone knowing. When you can validate yourself, you're untouchable. 4. Narrative inception. People control you by giving you a story about who you are and you believe it. It starts with compliments. You're the responsible one. You're so understanding. You always handle things better than anyone. Sounds flattering, right? But over time, these labels become your identity cage. You start bending your behavior to match the role they gave you because you don't want to let anyone down. Now you can't express anger because you're the calm one. You can't walk away because you're so loyal. You can't fail because you always pull through. They didn't trap your body, they trapped your story. How to break it? Destroy the labels. Redefine yourself not based on what's expected, but what's true. You are not a character in someone else's script. 5. Forced emotional debt. If someone gives to you with strings attached, it wasn't a gift. It was a weapon. This one's pure manipulation and it looks like kindness. They help you out. They buy you dinner. They offer support when you're down. But later, they'll say, after everything I've done for you, you owe me this. Is this how you repay me? It's called emotional debt leverage. And it works because humans are wired to reciprocate. But toxic people exploit this. They give not out of generosity but as an investment in control. How to break it? Learn to separate real kindness from strategic giving. You don't owe anyone obedience for a favor you never asked for. Kindness without freedom is manipulation. 6. The mirror trap. If you spend enough time around darkness, you start to reflect it. Ever notice you pick up someone's slang, habits, even tone just by being around them? That's called emotional mirroring. It's how we form bonds. But in toxic environments, it becomes a slow transformation. You start becoming the person who's mistreating you. You lower your standards. You mirror their emotional chaos. You justify what you once swore you'd never tolerate. It's a psychological infection. Not obvious, but lethal. How to break it? Audit yourself often. Ask, are these thoughts mine? Or did I absorb them? Distance changes everything. Even 1 week away from toxic energy can reset your mind. You're not stupid. You're not weak. These psychological traps were designed to be invisible. But now, you've seen them. And once something is seen, it can't be unseen. You're not here to play the same role forever. You're here to take back control, break the mental chains, and become someone dangerous not to others, but to anyone who thought they could control you. If you felt even one of these hit you deep, subscribe. Because this channel isn't for everyone. It's for the ones who see behind the mask and are ready to destroy the script.